Liberalism. It emphasizes individual freedom and limits government interference in the lives of citizens. It believes in human rights such as freedom of speech, religion, and privacy. Liberalism seeks equal opportunities for all citizens by promoting an economy based on a free market, where competition regulates prices and stimulates innovation. This ideology also acknowledges the need for government support for those who require assistance, but within limits that do not restrict individual freedom. In short, liberalism is the belief that individuals should have as much freedom in decision-making as possible, as long as they do not infringe on the rights of others. Conservatism. It emphasizes the preservation of traditional social values, institutions, and hierarchies. Conservatives typically advocate for social and political stability, believing that changes should be introduced gradually and cautiously to avoid destabilizing society. This ideology also promotes individual development through the inheritance of cultural and moral values. In economic policy, conservatives often support a limited role of government in the economy and a free market, but with some control to prevent excessive risk and uncertainty. In short, conservatism is the belief that preserving tradition and social stability is crucial for the welfare of society. Socialism. It aims for collective control over the production, distribution, and exchange of material goods. The goal of socialism is to create a society based on economic and social equality, where resources are distributed fairly to meet the needs of all citizens. Socialists often advocate for state intervention in the economy to ensure access to basic services such as healthcare, education, or housing. They also believe that workers' rights should be protected and incomes should be more evenly distributed. In short, socialism is the belief that the common social good should take precedence over individual profit. Capitalism, an economic ideology that advocates for private ownership of the means of production and a free market, where economic decisions are made by individuals and businesses. In capitalism, the market regulates prices and resource allocation through competition. In this ideology, innovation and entrepreneurship are crucial, and individual economic freedom is considered the foundation of society. Capitalism promotes economic growth and development, but often it is also associated with social inequalities and the concentration of wealth. In short, capitalism is the belief that a free market and private initiative are the best ways to achieve economic and personal success. Leftism. It emphasizes social equality, social justice, and assistance for those most in need. Left-wing politicians often advocate for state intervention in the economy to ensure equal opportunities and reduce social inequalities. They believe in active support for the poor, social programs, healthcare, and education for all citizens. Additionally, the left usually supports workers' rights, environmental protection, and promotes gender equality and the right to choose. In short, leftism aims to build a society based on solidarity and equality, where everyone has the opportunity to develop and participate in social life. Libertarianism. It places a strong emphasis on individual freedom and minimal government interference in the lives of citizens. Supporters of libertarianism believe that individuals should have maximum freedom in making decisions about their lives, property, and work. Libertarianism advocates for limiting government power to an absolute minimum, reducing taxes and regulations, and also promotes a free market and private initiative. This ideology also emphasizes the importance of protecting individual rights, including freedom of speech, arms, and privacy. In short, libertarianism is the belief that limited government and maximum individual freedom are crucial for societal prosperity. Feminism, a social and political ideology that aims for gender equality and the elimination of gender-based discrimination. Feminists fight for women to have the same rights, opportunities, and treatment as men in all areas of life, including work, politics, education, and personal life. This ideology also considers cultural and social differences that affect women's experiences, such as domestic violence or gender pay gaps. Feminism emphasizes the need for social awareness and structural changes to promote gender equality. In short, feminism is the belief that no person should be discriminated against because of their gender, and works towards changing social systems to ensure gender equality. Nationalism. It emphasizes the nation as the fundamental political and social unit. Nationalists stress the importance of national unity, culture, language, and tradition for national identity. This ideology often promotes a strong sense of national pride and patriotism, as well as advocating for national sovereignty and state independence. Nationalists often seek to protect the interests and values of their nation from external influences, which can sometimes lead to conflicts with other nations. In short, nationalism is the belief that the nation should be the central political and cultural point, and its interests should be a priority. Fascism, an extreme political ideology that promotes authoritarianism, strong state power, and the supremacy of one national or racial group. Fascists typically emphasize the need for national unity and strong leadership, often using personality cults and propaganda to maintain power. This ideology often relies on nationalism and racism, aiming for territorial expansion and the subjugation of other nations. Fascism is also known for its use of violence, political repression, and the limitation of civil rights to maintain control over society. In short, fascism is an ideology that advocates for authoritarian government, nationalism, and the superiority of one group over others, often through the use of violence and repression. Communism, a political economic ideology that aims to create a classless society where private property is abolished and resources are collectively controlled and distributed according to needs. Communists believe that only by abolishing private ownership of the means of production and eliminating social classes can full social equality be achieved. Communism often involves central economic planning and state control over production. Anarchism. It aims to abolish all forms of authority, hierarchy, and the state, replacing them with a community based on voluntary cooperation, equality, and individual freedom. Anarchists reject governments and all forms of coercion, believing that society can function harmoniously through coordinated action and solidarity. There are different variations of anarchism, including social anarchism, individualist anarchism, and communist anarchism. Neoconservatism, a political ideology that emerged in the latter half of the 20th century, characterized by conservative social values and simultaneous engagement in foreign policy based on interventionism and the promotion of democracy in other countries. Neoconservatives often emphasize the role of a strong state in national security matters and the value of traditional social values such as patriotism and family. This ideology has had a significant impact on U.S. foreign policy in the 1980s and 1990s and in the period following the September 11, 2001 attacks.